Greetings and welcome. Whatever time it might be, on my end it's a bit before midnight, and we're going to have some fun with some vanilla Rimworld, building the Explorers Guild, now that our colony is no longer consisting out of people with paralytic aphasia. They're people in the post-paralytic aphasia phase. And yeah. Let's see, we're finally able to go for what we actually planned this run for. There we go. Fighting for hire. What do we have here? Drifters. It's not really much. But the reward ain't either, so well, not really intrigued to pick them up. So, what's Chris up to? Cutting blocks like a good boy. Hey, Poet, welcome. David Billich, hey there. Welcome. Well, these guys, Maxwell and Lost, they are surely the most loyal people. They are just currently following the wrong ideologies. That's the correct term. So, yeah, currently, I really want to convert somebody. But the problem is, I would need to either imprison Maxwell or Lost and start converting them, or Chris. And I won't be kidnapping or imprisoning a child. I don't know. That just doesn't sit well with me. So, we had a couple of random events where we had some conversion success on Chris. If I'm not mistaken, Chris is very ready to embrace our religion. Ideology. And once that has happened, we are able to go for a priest. So there's a lot of things in motion right now. I just hope that this guy is going to get rid of his muscle parasites soon, because the 25% moving on his is just really ticking me off by now. But well, maybe he's going to be that one guy who's constantly on go juice. Which colony doesn't have one of these? So let's see, can I make... No, we don't have any tech for tea. No tech for tea. Dang it. So, we don't have drug labs either, I think. Nope. So, crafting spots it is. Yeah. Gotta process all that weed, right? Would be a shame not to use it. Speaking about shames not to use them, probably should be researching something like that first. Psychoid brewing, yeah, let's go for that. So, the quest for timber is on, as it always is. The endless story about me chopping down trees someplace here. But at least we have a couple of fully grown back here on the map. As a matter of fact, we've had it so much worse. There we go. It's quite a lot. It'll take a while until we have that all harvested, but doesn't matter to me that much. Ah, it's so good to have people that can walk and do things. Brilliant. Hey, Paperboy, so happy to see you, mate. Hope you all had a nice week until here. Or if you haven't had one, It's weekend. Join it with me. Okay. So we're building a research area here. And yeah, slowly this place is coming together. It ain't much. We need to wall ourselves off soon. We can use that river to our advantage. So, currently we're cutting a lot of limestone blocks, so let's not waste any time here. I'm going to go and cancel these as they're not really fitting to my plans. It's time to build a fortress. Sort of. I just love to wall myself in from baddies. Okay. It's just very, very important that you leave an angle the baddies can enter from. And that will be down here. So that's going to be where we kill people. Nice little corridor. Okay, it's a lot of work to be done, but yeah. Standard fortifications, to me at least. Or as we said in the previous stream, the bare minimum. So, kill boxes are definitely still a thing. But the storyteller tries, as far as understood things, so take it with a grain of salt. The storyteller will try to analyze what kind of defenses I run and attack me with what is most effective against me. So, in short terms, if I would be closing myself off here, would be building a wall here, they would love to send bridge raiders, transport pod raiders that go inside my base, stuff like that, sieges. So I heard. I don't really know how much of that really transfers into reality. You do hear on the internet a lot of things. Bode, hi there. Appreciate it. Yeah, Age of Wonders 4. I am looking forward so much to next week when the new DLC will hit town. So excited. So many new things, and there will be new guides for the new material as well, for sure. So stay tuned, and thanks again for watching. Really appreciate it. Okay, so you see here we have the first part of the fortifications done. Shouldn't be folks holding. Well, Bennett is not able to haul. Chris is probably busy rolling joints. Sure. Important things you do as a 9-year-old. Don't hassle Chris. He's studying cooking. Let the man cook. I'm done now. You're allowed to add on if you want to. Okay. So, for those of you who are interested, there's currently 2 mods running on this save file. One to add the speed, this one here, Smart Speed, and Camera Plus, so I can zoom out, because the game doesn't have a minimap and it bothers me so much. But the extra camera zoom actually fixes it. And we can do badass things like these. Watch him eat his food. At a table. Like any Rimworld should. Why is the rat meat rotting away? Why is the wind turbine not spinning? Where is the wind? Okay. But at least we're finally researching. So, I ordered Bennett to be my researcher. He is not really talented at that, but he's not talented at anything else. With enough patience, this guy will be a top-notch intellectual. From the medieval minstrel to the intellectual. So, roleplay-wise, Bennett is frustrated with the situation, but accepting it until we have more of a ranch going. After all, I have featured it in the previous episodes already. This is a immersive storytelling run, or emergent storytelling run, as good as it can get together. For example, Maxwell and Jimmy, they're both pretty much on the chemical side. They're the chemical brothers, so to speak. And that's why I went with this stuff. That's why we have drugs here already, because they want them. So for Lost, I think for Lost we should dig a hole into the cave, so this guy can find true happiness too. And for Chris, it's just talk about Chris, all right? Mutant Bray, Heroes of Might and Magic, is a vital part of my teenage years. I played this series so much and I love the hell out of it. And yeah, I'm very excited to see what the next part will be, because they have now a change of publishing from Ubisoft to Hooded Horse. This is not really the full power shift that I want to see, but it could be the beginning of a design philosophy shift more towards a direction where I loved the Might and Magic franchise back then. Because in all honesty, I think Ubisoft took the Might and Magic franchise and smacked it against the wall as hard as they could. The end. I don't know. It's a shame. I really love not only the Heroes of Might and Magic series, the classic Might and Magic series are some of my all-time favorite classic RPGs that exist out of there. Beginning from part 2 to the very end until the very last part, which blew. The last two part games you can totally forget. But everything until Might and Magic 8, some of my absolute favorites. Well, building in the mountains is a pretty good defense, always, yeah. Mountain bases, I haven't done that many yet. Well, Hooded Horse, I was asking because I was quite excited. The thing is, they sorta picked it up, but it looks to me like, I don't know if I'm taking too much into it, so take it with a grain of salt. But it feels to me as if the people behind the Might and Magic franchise, or what's left of them, are trying to separate themselves somehow from Ubisoft. And considering everything I know about Ubisoft, it's a great thing to distance yourself from them. I think very well of them, as you notice. Only the best. I have no clue, Paperboy. My personal favorite, despite the most people didn't like it, but I loved Heroes of Might and Magic 4, where you had the heroes as actual units. I enjoyed that most. I did enjoy the other parts too, but I was one of the very few people, as I noticed, that really fully embraced Heroes of Might and Magic 4. I also loved the storytelling of Heroes of Might and Magic 4 the most. I don't know why, but this part had the most compelling stories in the base game. The expansions were really bad, storytelling-wise. But the base game stories of Heroes 4, really some nice, really nice fantasy stories that just hold up until this very day. I really like it. Heroes 5 was great in many aspects. I did find it a little bit too hard though. A little bit of a love-hate relationship with it, because in Heroes 5 I had to play every map once to lose it, didn't play it again to win it when I knew how the map was concocted and how I was able to beat the AI. I did try to beat the AI on this game every time on the first attempt on normal difficulty. Didn't manage to. But I was in my teens too, so my strategic temperament was very quickly surrendering. So, I don't know. I think maybe I gave up too quickly. Maybe I didn't, I don't know. Hey, Party Raiser, I think you have just found the right thing to be more active in the chat. Okay, so in every other situation, I would not rush for the psychoid brewing. If your leaders of the whole place are chemical interested people, things are different. Okay. Outdoors 30 degrees Celsius. This place way too warm. And we are really slow at building. And this is because, you know, construction 6, Lost, has really good construction, but his manipulation, oh, he's actually fast at building by now, but he's moving at 63%. Okay. Muscle parasites are finally gone. This dude was at 25% moving speed for the most time that we had him. Good that this has changed. Okay. The fortifications are a must-have, and it just does take some time until we are done with that. It's very basic, too. So, Cohen, Minstrel. I'm afraid. Alright. That's that. Put down the berries. We're not liking Itakin here too much, you know? So, Jimmy. It might be the dead of the night, but, there we go. So, I decide that Jimmy is going to finish the job in his way. One must know that it was an Itakin that killed his poor dog Marble back in the day. Where's the grave? Here. There's the grave of Marble. And Jimmy, being the person that he is, psychopathic, and just seeing a Itakin roaming his premises at night, well, what can I say? The rest is history. Have a good one, man. Chemical fascination. So I find it only fitting that he takes that guy down, woman, whatever, and then enjoys one on the, you know, people like him. And then haul it away. Top-notch role-playing. Why not selling body parts? Well, because these people don't have a good reason to do so. And I don't know, I find it annoyingly mainstream. I don't know. And it also eats up a lot of medicine. Makes people very unhappy in your colony. And unless you have an ideology that is pretty much tailored to that, you are getting yourself a lot more into trouble than anything else. Tina, the jailbird, has landed. There we go. Let's see if she's going to be somebody joining us voluntarily or not. Never been a great fan of organ grinding playstyles. Just leads to lots of breakdowns for money that I can earn otherwise easier. I sometimes do it for roleplay's sake, you know, but besides that, I'm not a big fan. That's that. Usually I do take organs when I have something to replace with my colonists. That's a typical approach of mine. But I mean, with a sandbox game that wide, playstyles differ, you see. Everybody shall find their fun on the rim the way they prefer, you see. At least that's my take on it. It's also time that we put the kitchen finally someplace else. Stupid flies. It's getting warmer again. We had a couple of cooler days, which meant not that many flies. So we're just going to attach the kitchen here. That would make 2 kitchen spots for now. Yeah, that's okay. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Just want to make sure that we can cook our meals right next to the pantry instead of in somebody's bedroom. Back when we were just one person running the whole show, this was all acceptable. I don't know why it's today going that wild on my microphone. Stupid thing. Oh well. Let's take it as desert ambience. It's the mosquitoes, but it doesn't fit to desert. Ugh. So, this lack of timber does disturb me. In the southern part of the map we could find more, but I don't want to go to the insectoids. We have a bulk goods trader joining our map, and it's from the industrialized faction. Say hello to Dick with a Y. I guess he does so to avoid genital chokes. Anyways, these guys don't have any guns for me. That's sad. Let's see. The river re-examination and fishing. Plus fishing when you read it. Biggie's violence without hardship. Recreation gain. Okay. Books are one of the favorite vanilla additions that have been made. Okay. I want these books. 2 reasons. For one, they are really nice recreation. And the other thing is you can amp up your research with them. So, still lacking some, right? Ha! We can sell some of our reefers. I shy away from selling way too much of the food. Selling the chicken egg is already sort of a compromise for me. So let's see. We do need a little bit more than that. Okay. It's okay for me. Let's take a component. Alright. The books we're going to put into a bookshelf. Or a bookcase. Sorry. Let's make that steel. Well, Fode, you are really too kind to me, and, well, I can only say I tried out a lot of things. And to play something like that, to use the enemy like this, you really are best off if you go for an ideologian that does here have precepts that help you out with the mood debuffs. Then it can be absolutely disgustingly overpowered. You are filthy rich while being absolutely happy with it. The best of both worlds. Still a drain on the medicine though. That's the only thing that you don't really get out of. So let's see what Bennett does. Ah, look at that. Bennett already gained a level of intellectual work. It's a wonderful thing. If your colonists are not super stupid, like learning slowly or anything, research is something everybody can do. Because eventually they'll get it. So, speaking about eventually they'll get it. Eventually, you guys will also get your electrical lighting. Torch lights are so yesterday. Saves me on timber finally. Helpers for Space Nexus. Luckily I really don't have anything. But Space Nexus, does that mean? Yep. The Traders Guild, the Orbital Traders, are now an accessible faction directly. Cool. I mean, partially I did realize that we can enter their bases, so to speak. Like here. These things. But I didn't realize that we now have them as interactable faction at the same time. Sort of an oversight of me. Okay. More timber. Where are them trees? Ugh, jeez. It's probably one of the worst things building in the arid shrubland. And we sort of like wasted a lot of timber because of poverty. To put it into blunt terms. Because construction was so low, I had to burn too much of the timber that I could have just kept for the sake of building with it instead of burning it, you see. But it is what it is, and in 1 or 2 sessions that will be a problem that I will be not really ever be facing again here. I haven't fully decided if we're keeping this tile, because it was a random selection, or if we're going to continue our journey elsewhere. But for now, one thing I do know, we do need a fortified enclosure to build the graph ship. At least, that is what Jimmy would say. Because, you know, we don't even have hauled the gravlite panels in here. But I think we could do something like that. So here, the bugs can't do anything to us here. I've been overcautious. Not because I was afraid of the bugs with that zone here, but because I was afraid that Jimmy would roam too far away for his own good while we were only alone. And having a mental breakdown out here can be pretty much a death sentence if you're the only person on your feet. So that's been the decision-making reasons here. Okay, come on, Jimmy. Do me one favor, though. Let's get rid of the torches. Thank you. Alright. Our science folks now have lighting too. Let's see. Let's save the game. I'm so afraid of an ancient danger getting popped open here. Level 2 soon. But no, they're not really doing anything to us. But at the same time, I really feel like I'm a little bit worried about our steel. I would love to pop open this chamber here. But we're not well enough equipped, and I currently don't have the resources to build a good cheese strategy to resolve that by myself. Yo, Tina. Bye-bye, Tina. See ya! It was a pleasure to just feed you for no reward at all. Well, we had the honor to get some medical experience out of her injury treatments. So at least something, I dare say. Okay, at least we have some reefers, right? And we're working on the drug ET. Bam! Intellectual level 2. He's gonna be so smooth. Okay. So far, so good. Travelers seek charity. Hear ye, hear ye. Luckily, we are not really believing in any charity precepts or something like that. Just realized that I need to build that a little bit differently. Good thing that I paid attention there. Oh boy. So I ran out of blocks to work with. My man Maxwell cutting down all the trees that I told him to. And I bet that now we'll have also a run on these gravelite panels soon, which is exactly what I want to. I have now decided that I won't be gathering the mechanoid leftovers. We're just gonna let them deteriorate. Yeah, I know, I'm letting some steel go bad here. But I don't really have a building right now where I could store them. I don't want to rush a building now under the current situation. I'm way more inclined to rush fortifications, which I can't build out of mechanoid. I would, if I could. Yeah, we're running out of power yet again. One of the reasons why I still let the stove run on timber, because, you know, timber doesn't let me down when we need to cook. When you have no steady electricity supply, you sometimes have that unfavorable situation where, yeah, well, people have to eat raw food because you don't have power on the bench. Really sucking. There we go. See? Reading bonus in the room. And that's making our research now better. Okay. Oh, I had a faulty thought here. You can't put two benches like this because they would have both the same spot where somebody has to stand. And in Rimworld, only one person can stand on a grid. If they both stand on the same grid, it can happen only when they're fighting, as far as I know. Yeah, that's what's happening there. So, Maxi is on a sad wander because we're not conquering anybody. You know what, Maxwell? This is the moment we've been waiting for. Dun dun dun. You see, Maxwell, we have to talk about you and your sadness about the lack of warfare. You see, we are explorers, not fighters. So, you go into the re-education room. So, okay, Maxwell? We're gonna re-educate you here. Don't worry, nothing bad will happen. We're just going to convert you, and then all's gonna be good. Catch you later. Nothing special happening. Just for his own best. Jokes aside, this is probably not the behavior that'll make him happy, but it's the behavior that will give us eventually the third person of our ideology that we need. So let's just make sure, yep, the wardens are people of the correct ideology. So Bennett will now start converting, and we have a 5% certainty drop. No. Well, we'll see how that'll work out in the long run. But we are well set up in that regard. Got all the food that we require. Certainly don't like it too much that we're now on a -1 situation. It's for me always that thing that matters to me the most, that we are now one fighter less. But at the same time, I had a recurve bow. Nothing bad about recurve bows, but yeah. Well, Fode, I am a fond believer of no backseating during games, so I would prefer no things about how I should be doing things, but I do enjoy if you put in what you would be doing. I don't mind, but don't expect me to do so. But the fun part is, even after having 2,500 hours of this game under the belt, I keep learning new things, so I'm always eager to hear out other people's opinions, you see. Because one thing I did realize over the years, I learned the most by just keeping on listening, you know? So... Alright, little Maxwell. We'll be converted soon. At least the people converting him have a really decent social skill. That does make so much of a difference. In terms of speed, that is. So, yeah. We getting there. It's actually dropping quite quickly. Like I said, high social skills. Let's see. Here. They have a disapprovement. No. No. Just no. Sorry, guys, if that bothers you, but no. I'm not down for that today. That is one change I have to be in the mood for. If you know, you know. Damn flies. Well, the wood isn't there. And the plan is to just add in batteries next. That is why I didn't do much here. But you're absolutely right. Another layer of material does insulate darn well, and would be a darn cheap way of resolving the thing. That's what I meant. I wouldn't have come up with that idea myself, yeah. But since most of the food that we are currently keeping is such with high shelf life, the rice and the potatoes, they really live long, even if they are not refrigerated. So does the agave. Therefore, I don't mind it too much that we have interruptions in the refrigeration. Because it'll just bounce back eventually. I did reload because there was an attack by night monsters, basically. It's a multi-staged event where first the sky gets dark, then objects drop from the sky that spread more of the darkness, and then you either sit it out and wait until it dissipates on itself while being attacked and not being able to farm for a while, not getting solar power, and I think wind power is also pretty diminished during that. Or you go out and build light spot to light spot and kill the items that spread the darkness, because it's lethal darkness. When your colonies are completely engulfed in the darkness, they start taking damage from that. I don't find that too much of an entertaining situation. But like I said, sometimes I am in the mood for it and I'm playing it. But yeah, there is a reason why I did go for this run with safe scumming activated after many years of Iron Man playing. I just, I just want to have the freedom to just say, nah, not today. Not that one. Stupid flies. Now even invading my camera space. And fornicating in front of my eyes. I'm really happy that we're not living next to the horse ranch anymore. My previous apartment that I had was right next door to the horse ranch, and I tells ya, I haven't seen such vicious flies in my life. There's a specific type of gnats that only kind of like spawn in the vicinity of cows or horses. Really no fun. So that's really, ever since then, flies are only a minor nuisance because I've seen so much worse. But we've been thinking about adding an electrical fly zapper into our armament. Let's see on me. So you can swat them with electricity. 21st century. Psst. Instead of swatting them with a mesh, you're now electrocuting them. I like the idea. Anyways, I'm rambling. So, I need this. And we need more light in here. It's too dark. And Maxwell is hiding in his room because of chemical starvation. Ha! I should have prescribed him a reefer. Whatever. Yeah, flies are despicable creatures, aren't they? Yes, of spiritism. It's our Sky Lantern Festival. If you wouldn't been as stubborn, Maxwell, you could participate tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, but no. You don't even want to listen to us anymore, Maxwell. We are worried about you, Maxwell. But don't worry. Okay. So Chris has had a bit of the from the puke berry. Yeah, we haven't had the steel to finish his light. But tomorrow Jimmy will dig out the lump of steel here and fix that problem. I have it on my to-do list. And Jimmy agrees. Look at that. He's with me. He's actually really with me. Look at that. I expected me to have to micromanage that. But Jimmy's fixing the lights, so Maxwell is better able to see the light. See what I did there? Okay. So once we have that research done, I want the battery tech though. So we can finally get ourselves a second cooler and a couple of batteries. So I want to save my game and see if I kill my colony by digging out that lump of steel. I mean, it could be just not touching the ancient danger here at all, or... Oh, you have failed to rescue Akari. This will make Bennett sad. Oh, you were relatives? Oh no. And you are on goat juice withdrawal? Dude. Okay. The things you did not notice about your new people. You thought he was a bard? Nah, he's an addict. The worst kind of type. Oh. So. Let's see how that'll play out. And Maxwell is having a heat stroke. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. 4 things. Well. We can fix that. No problem. No problem. So... Whoop-de-doo. And we take him to the passive cooler then. There we go. That room has refrigeration. Okay. Well, poet, it does seem like that. In a way, Chris is also falling into the type of people that have difficult tastes. I mean, Bennett, he's easy. He just hates men. Good that he's in a colony consisting out of men. And if I understood it correctly, that was a female relative of his. So I get it that Bennett is really in a bad mood for a while now. He might be even thinking that life really sucks, but he forgot about the other person already a while ago. Yeah, the goat juice withdrawal. He just started with that. It's going to be a really hard time for us. Will take a while until he's over that. But, on the other hand, Bennett is still preaching. So, go Bennett. You know what, Bennett? Take a different drug. I couldn't expected it to happen. Come on, Chris. Get the guy back in his bed. Yeah, sometimes you have these days, right? I love this game. Can't handle his reefer, huh? Man, if you can't handle drugs, you shouldn't take them. But on the other hand, it did make him high. And when people are on withdrawal, they can have the worst of the breakdowns, down to murderous rage. Murderous rage is one of the worst. They just go to somebody and kill them. You don't stop them, it's just that. I mean, the person trying to get killed can stop them too, obviously. But you get the idea. So, I am taking good care of the fact that we don't have Maxwell around anymore for the time being. So yeah, it is not the stability that I hoped I would be achieving. Who's heat stroking already? Alright. I was very worried for a moment. But you know, the other folks can just go and cure the heat stroke inside here. But that is the reason why I want to have a little bit of timber on the side. Because, you know, these passive coolers, they are truly lifesavers. Tantrum. Lost. Because you're hungry? Ugh. Dude. Chill and eat. This is one of the things that I really dislike when they do. Going nuts on something that is totally available for them. I'm so angry because I'm hungry because I was too stupid to eat. Okay, you do you. But the good news is, he's gonna be in a great mood after he's done bonking things, so not that. And here goes, 40 points of catharsis. The thing is, if I had something more volatile here in the colony, I wouldn't have taken it that lightly. You know, chem fuel, for example. Bear C, Nade. Yeah, it's my one-man start. Jimmy's still alive. So are the 4 other people. The 5th man, you don't see him right now because he's in the religious chamber. So, yeah, Maxwell, you're not participating. Exactly. Guarding for Philonus. Prestige Recon Helmet, Paralytic Abasia, get last. I'm so past people with Paralytic Abasia for now. Unforgettable. Plus 10 mood. You see? That's what you missed, Maxwell. Okay. So, let's reform our ideology. Let's see. Add a meme. Yeah, we are really well geared, actually, for what we got. I agree. So, what will be a good meme for our Explorers Guild, considering everything that has happened? I mean, High Life is something that I am really considering to add in the longer run, but not for now. It is really making them harder to manage, and we are not at the point where we are considering a High Life yet. Beast. So, Shipborne, definitely not bad. Human primacy, don't know. So, we might be spending a minute or two here. Collectivist would also be quite nice. So, what would that allow us to do? Nothing too interesting. Proselytizer. I mean, we are supposed to be a faction of people who are hell-bent on researching and exploring the world and doing adventures, so... Well, raiding, but we're not quite there yet. So I think, yeah, we're going to go for collectivist, and then later on down the road add in something more vicious. So let's see, what do we change here? There's nothing we can do to add in more chemical interest or something like that, so I'm not going to do anything besides adding in now the collectivist trait. So work drive is now stupidly powerful. Hooray, I guess. Yeah, Maxwell's conversion is getting along quite nicely, which is good. Once that's done, he's finally going to be able to be our priest. Bennett is going to be able to be our priest, and then we finally can convert the other people without resorting to imprisoning them. Ritualist. I considered that for a moment too, but with a fledgling colony like that, I find the collectivist thing quite nice, considering that Jimmy was taking care of Last and Maxwell for such a long time while they were ill and bedridden, that I find that a pretty natural way of development, that they developed a sense of community to hold together and thrive like that. I find that at least very fitting to what has happened so far, if you catch my drift. Okay. So far, he's actually tanking the Go Juice addiction much better than I was afraid he'd do. But there will be a handful of breakdowns on the way, I'm afraid. So... as long as the prisoners are not heat-stroking, everything is fine. Heat-strokes on prisoners are the worst, because they can't be... they can't help themselves, you see. Somebody has to help them. Yeah, it certainly goes down. Glad you see it like that, Fode. The higher impact memes, we're going to pick one for the next reformation, I feel like. Then we are going to go after what has happened between now and the next reformation. That will be filling the blanks for what we're going to do, actually. So I'm really surprised, but this man is doing it. So here we go. Growth moment for Chris. So, what can we do? He can have a passion for construction or for intellectual. Ah, that's a difficult one. But since he's... he's just in K. Yeah, tough is such a no-brainer here to pick. And I think I'm gonna go for intellectual. We so need batteries. But our chemically fascinated people, they decided to go for psychoid brewing first. Because, you know, you can't just do anything with this stuff as long as you don't process it. Sometimes I like to take bad decisions just for the sake of storytelling, you know. Rubout's rescue. This guy's named Rubout? Come on. Get lost. I don't want to rub out in my collar. And he's been a waster too. This game doesn't stop surprising me. Yay, Chris looking more like an adult now. Okay. Let's save the game again. It's been a while since I did that the last time. Poor Maxwell, I'm really happy when we're finally done with converting the guy. Things are so much easier when you finally have a priest and you can do regular conversion rituals and apply the conversion skills simply. It's that much better. So, Bennett, don't you want a real bedroom, eh? Come on. So, as a matter of fact, this bed has to be someplace else. Because poor quality versus good quality. With beds, by the way, the quality matters a lot. It makes the people rest faster. It makes you it makes you do operations better there. There's so many good things that happen in a good bed, and there's so many bad things that happen in a bad bed. So, it's named to get you the colony, right, Fode? But I don't like wasters. Well, yet. I mean, with all the chemically fascinated people here, we might be even able to host a waster, because they have that psych heat dependency, which means they die if they don't get their tea, or flake, or yayo, or I think goat juice works too. Stuff like that. 35%. Oh boy, poor guy. That chick doesn't have no place here either. So, Jimmy, get the shotgun. You're right about the chicken, man. Was living in the freezer and freeloading all day, picking up the rice and. So Lost tried to convert Bennett, but Bennett is strong enough belief. So I'm gonna deconstruct that one. Whew. So how's the intellectual skill, Bennett? Level 3. We getting there, eh? Catch you there, poet. You feel bad? Well, so does Randy. He thinks that it's time for revenge. Some things you just can't make up with this game, man. So Bennett is so slow because of the Go Juice withdrawal. Hey, what, Bennett? I'm gonna give the little boy the gun. Again, we're gonna defend ourselves against the chicken attack. I killed one of you. I can kill more of you. Don't think you have any chance against us. There we go. Take that, chicken. Which one of you is next? I love it when you have these relatively harmless attacks and things are just comedy gold, you see. So that's been that? I thought it's been two of them. Ah, the other one went into the trap, I see. So don't feel bad, Fode. Whatever you triggered, I took the karmic revenge for that already. Okay. Clean the cell, please. And I hope we're going to get the tech soon. That would be really amazing. Ah, look at that. Only one more. Then we got it. Me neither, Fode. I didn't expect that either. But sometimes this game does these great things. So... Rolling smoke leaf joints, by the way, is one of the safest ways of training cooking without having any risk of getting anybody ill. Because there's no food poisoning chance on a smoke leaf reefer. Well, place is slowly coming together. Once we are now past the conversion hump, things will also get a lot easier from here on out. We did it! So, Maxwell, you are ready to be released into our flock yet again. Yes, yes, I know you're pissed. So, Bennett is going to be the cleric. Here we go. Probably should build a proper ceremonial spot sometime soon. There we go. Good part is, it does make him happy for a while, I think. No? I thought receiving the title does make people happy. And Jimmy? You're going to be obviously the leader. You deserve, man. Weather through all this. There we go. Now we have our folks in there. in their positions. So, let's convert Chris. One of us. So we just need to convert last now. He's the last one. Believing in super lootism. I mean, I get that. It sounds like a fun fun ideology. I'm not gonna lie. Alrighty. Well, there's a good chance that we're going to get all the psychoid leaves processed before they go bad. Okay, we got fishing researched now by reading. Pretty cool thing about books. They do all manner of different things now. Yeah, slowpoke progress on our fortifications. Also, we're slowly gathering all the gravelite panels. I think we are missing now only 60 more, and then we got them all. Insane ramblings. That's a new one. But he's through almost 50% of the withdrawal phase, so there's light at the end of the tunnel. Most importantly, Maxwell is again among us, so it's one of the best news. And now we can just convert the last person, and then we are... Beavers! Alright, how many alpha beavers there are? So, yeah. You can't attack and take down alpha beavers when they spawn, because they come as a dense pack that will get a herd revenge and then just kill you. You need to be smarter with that. You need to divide and conquer them. But in all honesty, I think if we just grab a little bit of a reserve here, we should be fine. Okay. But yeah, I did expect him, Bennett, I mean, to break down at least once, if not twice, until the Goju's withdrawal is done. And so far, everything is going like I expected it to go. Yeah, that's true, Fode. It looks like a scene from a Mad Max movie or something like that. We're gonna do something more stylish soon, TM. Okay. So Bennett is on extreme break risk now. Void catharsis. Okay. It's a discount catharsis. It's worse than the other one. Alrighty. We're really not making progress fast enough for my taste. So I'm gonna allow Maxwell and Bennett to go for research as their top-notch priorities. We need so many new things, but most importantly, I want to process the items that we have here. Ooh. Let's see how this story plays out. First up, will they anger the insectoids? And secondly, do they have items for us? So, no, they didn't anger the insectoids. Step 1 completed. Right. Chain shotgun! Come to me, I need that. So we're selling all of our reefers. And our soul. And Chris if we have to. Just kidding. We're gonna keep Chris. Nobody can touch Chris. But, I am wondering what I could do. Chain shotguns are amazing weapons. So tell you what we're going to do. We're selling some of our components. Jimmy. Chain shotgun. There we go, man. Now we're armed, dude. Chain shotties are among my favorite short-range weapons in vanilla Rimworld. Only thing bad about this one is just that it's not quality, high enough quality. It's the only thing that I dislike about it. Everything else is top-notch. Okay. And the Thadio people are visiting us at the same time. Okay. You crazy horses. Oh, I could sell the gold too, because I have gold here right next corner. But I wanted to keep the gold for the multi-analyzer and whatnot. Gold is just rarer than components. That's why I sold the components. I have several different sources here where I can get myself components, so I hope I won't be regretting it too hard, but I'm pretty confident that I won't. And the machine gun didn't convince me. Okay. Welcome back, poet. Alright, but we're slowly getting a little bit ahead here. Psychoid brewing is still painfully slow to be attained, but yeah. There we go. Some extra bits and bobs of steel. Certainly does help us. Well, the most important thing that has happened that it was that you might have missed, Poet, is that we have now a chain shotgun. Combat Trader came on by, and now I have a real gun, basically. Okay. Yeah, I'm just hoping that I'm getting the Psychoid Brewing tech through very soonish. So let's get rid of the rooster. I know that I could be taming them for an entire industry here, but I don't feel like that right now. So what I do realize is that we only have one room for prison type containment. Ugh. Oh, but I do have granite blocks. Perfect. Because I just figured that it might be a wise choice to have a little bit of extra living area right there before we fall into the need of it. Fode, thanks for the good company. Good talk, man, and well, over here in 20 minutes it's 1 a.m., so I can relate. Hope you had a good time, and see you hopefully soon again. I will be doing more streams, more videos, you name it. So, enjoy the start into the weekend, man. Alright. Oh, we can do now a real conversion ritual, right? Yeah. I mean, we don't have the biggest effectiveness behind it, but it does do two things. It does give him a really big amount of social XP, and it does give us a chance on a really good roll, which can convert in one fell swoop. But in this scenario, well, he's steadfast, so it's extra slow to convert. Okay. Really very much looking forward to when we finally can process the psychoid. Stuff is flippin' valuable, you know? The psychoid, I mean. Yeah, you. Alright, Jimmy went on a food binge. The last straw, chemical starvation. If I can't have the munchies because I'm high, I will at least have my munchies without being high. So he said, and went through the pantry. It's okay, Jimmy. That's why I personally think it's always a great idea to have substantial stockpiles of everything. So, an Orbitbergian is here, hey? Itbakesh, the tunneler. You are lucky that Jimmy is currently busy with other things. So I think we're just going to let this one slip. Unless Jimmy gets back up before that guy's left the map. We'll see what happens first. Ooh, excellent quality bed. Nice. Alright, Jimmy got back up. Yeah, so, you know. Wrong place, wrong time. Am I the only one finding that so terribly wrong? It should be absolutely guaranteed hits when you're hitting somebody like that. There we go. You know, people that killed his dog. Jimmy is just holding a grudge here. Okay. You guys still haven't researched tea brewing. Jeez. So yeah, my research is really at snail's pace. Whew. It's gonna be a bit of a problem, I think. Yay, Chris is learning. So finally, let's research them batteries. Hell yeah. Oh, sorry. So how's the withdrawal? 70%. That means we're soon through with it. Speaking about through with it, I think these chunks that I just have ordered will also be the last few bits that we require. So yeah, Bennett is tantruming. Good job, man. You just destroyed a stack of graphite panels. You don't want us to have a spaceship, do you? I'll remember that, Bennett. I'll remember that. You have angered the DM. Nobody should anger the DM. It's not a good idea to anger the DM. Ah, well. He will learn in time. But first, have a tea. So... certainty reduction 9%. Oof. Alright, that's gonna be a tough nut to crack. We can do the ritual conversion one only every 20 days. And we can now do every 3 days a 9% drop. Let's see, how much does he regenerate per day? +1. So we're slowly getting him there. Chris grind him down. He's grinding him down too. Go, Chris! But yeah, at least we're finally researching them batteries, man. And yeah, stone cutting is slowly getting along here. So I want to make sure that we have plenty of limestone chunks around. Okay. There's the flippin' beavers. I don't have timber anymore. It's the alpha beavers are homing in on the colony. Let's take one down. Or not. So... you know what, Jimmy? We're gonna be building an electric one. There we go. Now we just need to wait until the battery tech has been researched and we're golden. And also, it's time for me to say goodnight at this point. I'm too tired. I want to break. So, all of you who enjoyed the stream, feel free to check out the Ko-fi link of mine and feel free to support me there. It's the best way of supporting my channel because Ko-fi takes the least of the money that you donate, and therefore, thanks a lot for being around. It's been a great time, and see you all tomorrow, I guess. So, enjoy the start into the weekend, or whatever it might be on your end, and